What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to the bench for a brand new episode here on our F3H Demon by Hobby Boss. We're going to jump back into the kit today, guys, but unfortunately we're going to be a little bit short on footage. I need to get more paint and the paint hasn't shown up yet from my favorite hobby store. So instead we're just going to get in here. We're going to go ahead and start doing some pre-shade, get this thing ready as much as we can. So yeah, we have a lot left to do. So for example, I need to come back in here and finish off one of these seams. It actually has a little bit of a gap there. That should be simple enough. I also want to go ahead and sand down the nose, a little bit of a rise to it. So I want to go ahead and sand that down. But other than that, yeah, I think we are on the right track, getting ready for pre-shade. We also need to go ahead and come back to the wingtips, do a little bit of work there. Shouldn't be all that bad, just need to pre-shade those, and then we can hopefully in next episode get them all painted up and ready for installation. And then of course our rear tail planes, those are ready to go as well. We need to sand them down, do a little bit of pre-shade, get them ready for our Insignia white, because I think most of the tail is actually white. Then I want to go over the aircraft, do a little bit of sanding here and there, and do some cleanup. So let's go ahead and jump into our first time lapse. And we're going to do that last little seam cleanup there, get the nose sanded down. Then I want to work on the landing gears, get those basically assembled. I don't want to install them just yet. And then we're going to glue on some of the exterior detail parts. After that, I think we'll be back and hopefully we'll be ready for pre-shade. Get this party started, see what we can do. Alright, so we are back and so far so good. We went ahead and put on all the little details, antennas, and just odd looking little tubes and whatnot sticking out of the aircraft. So we are ready to go ahead and move over now to pre-shade. And to pre-shade this, we're going to use NATO black. We're going to trace over all the different seams and panel lines, and that's going to be quite an effort because there are a ton on this model. Once that's all good though, we'll come in and just do a little bit of painting, maybe paint up the wheels, and then yeah, we'll see where we go from there. So back into it, guys. Lots of airbrushing coming up. Let's go ahead and pre-shade. Alright everybody, we are back, and after quite some time we have everything panel line shaded and we are ready to move on from there. We also built up our nose gear and our main gears, and I like how this has come together. It looks very similar to what we have in our references and it looks pretty accurate, so I'm happy with that. But just a ton of actuators, struts and all that, and even have 2 more left to put on, but I don't want to put those on until I install it into the aircraft. The main gears look nice and robust, very simple, just an oleo strut, that's it, but we do need to come back in eventually and add in brake cables. For the rest of the aircraft, we went ahead and did a little bit of pre-shade. Of course, we've got the air brakes ready to go. We have the main gear wheels and of course the nose wheel, and then the wing tips that are going to be folded. Those are all nicely panel line pre-shaded, so that is pretty awesome. The fuselage, as you can tell, there were so many panel lines on this thing, and I went through each and every panel line. I also went ahead and trimmed up and attached some of the little fidgety parts, like these shields. And then of course this rear end section, I don't know what these are. There's some sort of a loop. Then there's of course the tail skid. So I went ahead and installed all those on here. Then I went ahead and traced over all the panel lines and pre-shaded them with NATO black. Quick zoom in here on the fuselage and you can see I did fix up that seam in the front, so hopefully that is good. Sanded down the nose, so that is also nicely tapered. And of course I did put on all other different antennas and different weird pipes hanging off this aircraft. And yeah, there were a lot of them too. Next time we're going to come on back and we should be able to hopefully overcoat this with light gold gray for the top surface, Insignia white for the bottom surface, and then metal for different areas like the wingtips. It can be a little tricky masking off some of these areas like leading edge of the wings and of course the tail, and then even the nose cone would be a little tricky, but I think if I take my time, we should be able to pull it together. We also have to go ahead and come back for our air brakes, paint the inside well that olive drab color, and then of course the rear engine cone and that little protective blast shield will all be silver, flaps and tail will be white, along with any other details I can find. So yeah, we have a lot of painting ahead of us, but unfortunately I didn't have any paint, so I had to order it from my local hobby store, and it will be here probably today or tomorrow, so I should be able to come back next episode, do a little bit of marble coating here with different colors. I think that's going to be really nice, and then yeah, we'll be moving along and we'll be able to throw down that top coat, gloss coat it, and then eventually hit the decals, and we'll be almost finished. Great model, so far so good. It's a nice model kit, it's going together well. A little tricky here and there, but I think if I stick with it, we're going to have a really cool looking Cold War fighter jet. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry it was a shorter episode today, but like I said, I need paint in order to push on, and we'll have that by next episode, and hopefully we'll get this thing wrapped up very, very soon. But until then, you know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on episode 8 for F3H Demon by Hobby Boss. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.